Hello and welcome to our nativity. Sit back, put your feet up and relax. But most importantly, enjoy the show. Good evening and welcome to Bethlehem Broadcasting Company for a very special show. As you can see tonight, we've decided to swap the comfort of our regular studio here for this lovely stable here in the middle of Bethlehem. That's right, because not long ago something happened right here on this very spot, but it will change all of our lives forever. Who can forget the miraculous events when Jesus was born in this very stable? Tonight we will remind you of the events of that wonderful night. And to help us celebrate his birth, we are joined by an exciting lineup of celebrities all ready to dance for us. But first, 3 people who are dancers must impress this evening. Let's meet the judges. He carried the whole show, or at least carried Mary all the way to the stable. It's the donkey. No stranger to a full house. She's the hostess with the mostest. Please welcome the innkeeper's wife. And finally, some say he has more sense than sense. The Roman everybody loves to hate. It's Caesar Augustus. Well, it may be cold outside, but in here it's time to turn on the heat and go dancing. So please put your hands together for the story that will make history. The one we'll all be talking about for thousands of years to come. Make some noise and raise the roof for the stars of lights. Camel, action! Let's take our story right back to the beginning and talk to the townsfolk about it. It's been an incredible time for us all. Well, just in case anyone has been asleep, can you remind us of how it all began? I remember as if it was yesterday. We were all minding our own business in Nazareth, and Caesar over there picked out one of his famous decrees. Well, we all know about those, don't we? And what did it say? We were all told that we had to travel to the place for our birth, to register for our census. Isn't that right? That's right, the place of our birth. Of course, he couldn't have been born just down the road, could he? Oh no, 168 miles we had to travel. 168 miles? 168 miles? Wow, that's a long journey. It wasn't easy either. There were all sorts of people on the road, all walks of life. I saw one woman who was heavily pregnant. I remember saying to my husband, I wouldn't like to be travelling all that way expecting a baby. Isn't that what I said? You did. You said I wouldn't like to be travelling all that way expecting a baby. Well, I hope your feet have recovered, because it's time for you and all your friends to dance for us this evening. For the judges. Dance your line dance, the people of Nazareth.
All across the nation, we must travel home.
see your footwork, but I'd like to see a little bit more hip action, especially from you in the front. And Caesar, can you tell us what you thought?
Well done, tips and controls. We moved good together and it worked well as an ensemble from psychology.
That's brilliant. How do you feel about that? Are you happy with the judges' comments? So happy with comments like that. It's all worthwhile. Fantastic. Well, even though we are just scoring for fun this evening, let's hope March for our first set of scores a good one. Judges, could you go the scores, please? 10. 8. 10.
7.
Well, we're very lucky to have in the audience tonight two very special guests. They were on that long journey to Bethlehem, and of course our story properly begins with them. Would you all please welcome Joseph and his beautiful wife Mary? Joseph, welcome. Mary, you're looking wonderful. It's been an extraordinary time for you, hasn't it? Yes, it has. It all started when Gabriel the angel came to visit me and told me I had been chosen to carry God's son. That must have been something for you. It was. I mean, I'm just an ordinary girl, but to be chosen for something like that, well, it's amazing. As we all know, we were both on that journey from Nazareth to Bethlehem. And of course you were heavily pregnant by then, weren't you, Mary? That's right, so I was due any day, but we didn't really have a choice. When Caesar decrees something, you just have to get on and do it, don't you?
Oh yes, you mustn't displease the Caesar.
Well, you're both looking very professional, not too many sleepless nights. Your baby, I hope? Oh no, it's very good, really. Mary and Joseph, it's been great talking to you, and we'll see you both a little later on. But now, on with the show. Next up, we have a triple act for you. That's right, all the way from the east. Please welcome the Camels. I know you've travelled a long way to be here tonight, but it's not the first time you've made this journey, is it? It certainly isn't. I remember we were relaxing in the desert and we were approached by three important looking men.
They told us that they were very wise and the king would be born soon.
They wanted to
go worship him and said the brightest stars shine through them.
They had gifts of gold, myrrh and frankincense to give to the newborn king.
It sounded very exciting, so we thought, why not?
Well, we have a little surprise for you this evening. You've not seen each other since that epic journey a while ago. Say hello to your old friends, the three wise men. Dancing the camels and the wise men. It's not what we think that counts. It's over to our judges.
I thought it was appalling. We're all over the place on legs, humps and hoops, all flying around with no sense of timing whatsoever. You've got all the coordination of a bucket of frogs.
Oh dear. That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Caesar? Donkey, what did you think? He's always so miserable. I loved it. This dance is all about having a good time, and he certainly put the fun into funk. That's more like it. That's right. What do you think? I agree with Donkey. Never mind the bucket of frogs. It was fun, fresh and funky. Judges, could you have the scores, please? 10.
3.
Certainly not. High in the hills, some shepherds were minding their own business, watching their sheep happily grazing. All was quiet when suddenly the sky was filled with angels singing and happily birds dancing. And they were delighted that they agreed to perform that dance again for us this evening. Ballet dancing for us, a host of heavenly angels.
completely captivating and it flowed beautifully. I loved the extension in the arms and the footwork was wonderful. You all look gorgeous.
You don't often get a praise like that from Caesar. You kid his wife, what did you think? I agree for me. Valiant's dance and its most beautiful performance and I've never seen it more elegantly performed. And Donkey? There's only one praise for it. Heavenly. Wow, that's great. Judges, could you have the scores, please? 10. 10. 10. Of course the angels weren't just dancing for fun that night. No, indeed. They had a very important message to deliver. Yes, and who better to tell us about that message than the very shepherds who were watching the angels sing? Tell us a little about what happened that night. Well, we were sitting on the hillside watching our flock. Pretty much a normal evening, really. Feeding sheep, counting sheep, watching sheep. We were watching the sheep when all of a sudden the sky was filled with the most amazing light. Angels everywhere singing. It was amazing. And what were they saying? They were telling us to travel to Bethlehem where we would find the Son of God laying in a manger. We weren't sure at first, to be honest, but the angels were quite persuasive. So we checked the sheep if they was all okay and they were set off for Bethlehem. What an incredible experience! And let's hope we can persuade you to dance for us tonight. Dancing the shepherd's hay, the shepherds on their sheep.
I said, you looked a little out of your comfort zones today. Awkward and clumsy. Don't give up the day jobs.
Oh dear. And do you agree with that, Skipper's wife? I certainly do not. I think You had a real rustic charm, and I love the way how you all, how all you young men are leaping around. It was great. It's time for the scores. Judges, could we have the scores, please? 7, 9,
4.
To say she's a failure is an understatement. And to describe her as a star, well, she's literally a star. That's right. Please give a very warm welcome to the star of Bethlehem. So, Star, could you shed some light on your part in our story? It was my job to guide the wise men to where the baby Jesus was to be born. And how did you do that? Basically, I shone really brightly as possibly I could. I see. Right over there to this stable so that everyone could see me. Great, and are you ready to dance for us this evening? Oh yes, definitely. Dancing Disco, the Star of Bethlehem.
Disco fever doll, give me some big hair and some glitter and I'm away to swim. The funky chicken, you could bust me at the bus stop anytime.
Well, that seems so easy to get all around. Could we have your scores, please? 10. 10!
10!
When Mary and Joseph reached Bethlehem, they needed to find a place to stay. Not an easy thing to do in a town packed with newly arrived visitors. And if you need to find somewhere to stay, who'd you call? Please welcome the innkeepers. So it was a pretty busy time for you, I understand. Busy? That wasn't even a half of it. The place was absolutely heaving. There were people arriving from all over the country. else had walked for miles. Swept off our feet we were. It was great for business though. We were even having to turn people away. Well, that all sounds very hectic, but I hope you're ready because it's time for our final dance of the evening. Dancing a tango. The innkeeper's roughly there.
Tango, but I'm afraid that has all the passion of a wet fish in a paper bag. Sorry, but the only bit I really enjoyed was when it stopped.
I don't agree at all. The way that you moved, you literally swept your partners around the floor. That was a tango fandango. Could we have the scores, please? 10. 10.
1.
That's right. Mary and Joseph arrived quite late in the evening and they'd already tried everywhere else. I didn't have rooms left either, but I felt so sorry for them I said if they didn't mind they could stay right here in my stable. And that was just the start of a remarkable night, wasn't it? Oh yes, they'd really just arrived in the nick of time. Mary's baby was born soon after I'd settled them in. And you had even more visitors soon after that, didn't you? Yes, it was as if my humble stable had become the biggest attraction in Bethlehem. The 3 wise men turned up asking to see the newborn king. They looked very fine and had brought gifts with them. And soon after that, those shepherds were looking for the baby saviour. We wondered what on earth was going on. So much fuss over a little baby. But of course that little baby is the real reason we're all here tonight. As we all know, he is no ordinary baby, as the news on his birth is spreading fast. His name is Jesus. He has been born to bring God's love down to all of us. Well, we hope you enjoyed this evening. This has been the most incredible time for us all. But really, it's just the beginning. Jesus' presence will be found on earth for thousands of years to come. He will change over our lives forever. Thank you so much for joining celebrate the birth of baby Jesus together with one more dance. The moves are really simple and we hope you all join in.
Thank you for coming to our virtual nativity. We hope you enjoyed it. Merry Christmas!